Hello, hello. I'm Zachary Hines, and this is what you missed at the Straz. Welcome. I'm Zachary Hines, and I am with the magical LeeAnn Day Douglas.
I am magical today. I think we're both a little
Yes,
magical today.
I have my wizard hat and wand. Oh, I should have brought my wand with me. I
I've
have
got
a
my
wand.
wand. I have a wand. It's in the other room.
Yeah, I have. It's in the closet. I should bring it out.
But this is our special Harry Potter edition of This Is What You Missed at the Straz.
Yes, because everyone's been binging all their favorite series. I feel like I've seen a lot of people rewatching all of the Lord of the Rings
Mm-hmm.
director's cuts because now they have the time to
Right?
watch 50 billion 3-hour long movies.
Yep, yep.
Um, and a few of my friends actually have been going through all of the Harry Potter films. So when you recommended that we watch Puffs, the play, I was like, "Oh, that's perfect because maybe I'll watch this and then I'll rewatch all the Harry Potters."
Yeah, I said last night after we finished watching it that I'm gonna have to reread all the books. So yeah, and I love the books, but yeah, we watched Puffs, which is it was off Broadway, and it's basically the Harry Potter story as told from the perspective of the Hufflepuffs, and it's a parody, it's a comedy, and so we wanted to see it because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So yeah, I said, let's watch this.
I didn't know you were a huge Harry Potter fan.
You didn't know that?
No.
How could you not know that? I talk about it all the time.
I feel like yeah, I mean, I guess it's just one of those things that is referenced a lot that, I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't know if it's just because it's so pervasive in popular culture that Leanne is dropping these references or if you are a super fan."
Oh yeah, yeah, I am a super fan. So I have all of the books. I've read all of the books probably, and this is not an exaggeration. I've probably read them each about 20 times. Um,
Wow.
and then when I started loaning the books out to people who hadn't read it, because I was just like, how could you not have read this? I bought them on Kindle so that I could still have them even though they were loaned out. So I have the hard copies, I have the electronic copies. Yeah, I love the Harry Potter franchise.
It makes me remember when we could be around people and but even having going further back, when I remember when the Harry Potter books would come out, going to Barnes and Noble at midnight, lining up to
in
get your
your
copy.
in your hat and your cloak, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So I was too old for that because I came to it much later than everybody else. And I wasn't, I mean, I guess I wasn't too old to do that, but I was not one of the people that lined up at Barnes and Noble. I was one of the ones that ordered it and had it waiting for me so I could go pick it up the day that it was ready to go.
Right. Well, and it's probably because you were risking it when you would go at midnight because there were always the jerks who would get their copy and then just start reading all the spoilers from the end. They just cut to the end and try to ruin it for everyone, thinking that they're being hilarious.
Hmm.
But it was so much. It remind like I remember when like Titanic came out on VHS, going to Blockbuster at midnight to
Hmm.
get that. Um, but yeah, those were the days. That was fun. It was like kind of
Those
fun.
were the days. So yeah, so
Oh,
when I was flipping through Broadway HD and I saw this play, I was like, "Oh, we have to watch this. We just have
and
to."
how cool too, because that was an off-Broadway show. That's a show that, you know, I mean, I could see it. I could see that show getting a tour because Harry Potter is definitely a very popular source material. But, not every off-Broadway show gets a tour.
Right.
So it's was extra special that Broadway HD was streaming it because it's something that you really might not get a chance to see ever.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And it also is I love the off-Broadway style, it's a smaller budget, so they have to be really creative with all their
Yeah.
props and effects and how they do things. I thought, especially because it's Harry Potter, so there's magic and I thought they did a really good job with.
Yeah, there was some really funny stuff that they did. Like, okay, I'm gonna jump into the middle and then we'll tell you what the story is. But like this one student is this Hufflepuff is trying to learn how to summon a book. And he can't summon the book and he keeps trying and trying and trying and he cannot get the book. And finally, when he gets the book, they basically just toss the book to him, which is hilarious. Because that's, how else are you going to do it, right?
Right.
so, so yeah, it was really funny. But the premise was it was a Harry Potter story told from the perspective of the Hufflepuffs, and they go through all 7 books in about an hour and a half,
Hmm.
and they there are 3 friends, 2 guys and a girl, so they're supposed to be just like Hermione, Ron, and Harry, but in the Hufflepuffs, and watching their story unfold as Harry's story unfolds, and how they show Harry and Ron and Hermione was hilarious,
Oh my god.
and how they portrayed Harry as just kind of like this weird um little guy that's like doing these strange things that nobody understands, like, looking for a tiara and nobody understands why,
Talking
and
to the
yeah, it's
snake. I live in.
talking to the snake, and yeah, it's just like, so everybody else's perspective on what he was doing, it's just like, wow, he's just like the strangest guy ever. I don't understand why he's a hero. So yeah, it was really funny, and there were a lot of deep Harry Potter references that if you weren't a super fan, you wouldn't get. So I was sitting there laughing, and my husband was like, I don't understand. And so I'd have to stop and be like, remember this happened this time? And he'd be like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, you really got to be deep into the Harry Potter world to catch some of these references.
Oh
So,
yeah. I mean, I am a little bit more than a casual fan, but I'm sure there was a lot of stuff that went over my head. But I still thought it was hilarious. I thought just
mhm.
it was very clever. I thought it was so funny how they mirrored Harry Potter's story through the lens of how the Hufflepuffs are making way in the basement, and Cedric is there.
Cedric is their hero, and he's like their rock star, which was really really cool. But even he was just kind of dumb and clueless.
Mhm.
So yeah,
They're just fighting to be in third.
yeah, they're fighting to be in third place because they are always in fourth place, and so yeah, they're portrayed as kind of these goofy, not very smart um, misfits, basically,
Right, right. They're
at the
just
school.
the sweet ones that.
Yeah, but they the when they were going through each year, they hold up a book with a number on it. So year 1 was this book with a big number 1 on it, and when they were ready to go to book number 2, they'd held up a big book number 2, and the year 3, when the Dementors are introduced, they come on the train or whatever. They're there to guard to school because of Sirius Black. Um, the Dementors were actually really cool.
Oh yeah.
So the effect, that was probably the best effect that they had, was
Mhm.
the Dementors around the school. So I really enjoyed that a lot.
I thought they did a really cool effect. Even the dragon I thought was kind of like funny how they did it. Um but yeah, I thought it was really clever. I mean, it was just hilarious in how it actually kind of succeeded on its own merit. Like
Absolutely.
I really wanna see it makes me wanna see the Harry Potter show on Broadway. You saw that,
No, I
right?
haven't seen it.
Oh!
No, I
Oh!
know people who've seen it, but I have not seen it. So when Broadway
Ugh.
opens back up again, I want to go and see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Alright,
So
maybe that'll be the follow-up episode of
that will be. There
Leanne
you
and Zach
go.
go see
There you go. I would
Harry
love
Potter
to
and the
see that.
Cursed Child.
Yeah, I actually read The Cursed Child, the book, and hated it.
Really?
But I heard that The Cursed Child um, Broadway show was really excellent.
Mhm.
So it's probably just one of those things that doesn't translate over into a book.
Yeah.
You know, you
Mhm.
have to, there are things you have to do to novelize a play like that, and they weren't done. Basically, I don't think it was done very well, turning it into a book.
Right.
So that's basically why I didn't like it. But there were references to Harry Potter and the Cursed Child near the end.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
poked a lot of fun at certain things. Like they poked fun at Voldemort a lot. So
The Dark Lord disco is my
oh
was my
my
favorite part.
gosh, I know. So, and the actor that a lot of the actors played multiple roles. So, the actor that played Cedric after after Cedric gets killed in the fourth book, at the end of the fourth book, he comes back and he plays Voldemort. But they've got like some kind of tape or something over his nose to like tape down his nose and try to make his face look flat the way that Voldemort's face kind of looked like a snake. And he had all these really exaggerated, the way he exaggerated what he was talking about. So, and just that crazy stuff that he did, just being evil. But in the play, it was just really funny.
I thought they all did an amazing job of doing a parody of all the different actors' portrayals of the different characters,
Mm-hmm.
while also still kind of making it their own. I thought they really achieved that balance
Yeah.
well. Like,
Yeah,
he
they
definitely was
really
doing
did.
the I don't even know how to properly Ray Fiennes, I think is
Is that
how
what it
you
is?
pronounce his name.
I think so.
I thought he did a great kind of impression of how he did.
How he did it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He did it. There was a lot of impersonation going on there.
Even
But
like was the mother of the girl supposed to be like a Bellatrix
well, that was
Lestrange?
the funny thing. I mean, she wasn't. She was supposed to be like Bellatrix, but she wasn't supposed to be Bellatrix. So
Right, right.
she was in Azkaban for doing who knows what terrible things, being an evil person, and she breaks out just like Bellatrix broke out, and she comes to find her daughter, and we come to find out she can't even perform like simple spells. So she's trying to do the Avada Kedavra and she can't even get the spell right. And then you find out that her mom was a Hufflepuff too, so she wasn't even a Slytherin. And the way she became a Death Eater was and they didn't call them Death Eaters. What did they call them?
Oh,
They had a funny name for them.
I
Death
can't
Buddies or
yeah.
something. Yeah, but she became a Death Eater because she went to the Dark Lord disco and they were all like either drunk or something, and she managed to get the Death Eater tattoo by accident.
Yeah.
So that's how she became a Death Eater, but she couldn't perform the spell. Um, so she was trying to be evil but was not succeeding because she was a puff.
I loved it. So what house do you think you would be a part of?
Well, I went on the Pottermore website and took the little quiz. And so
Oh.
the Pottermore website said I'm in Ravenclaw. So
And do you agree with that?
I do. I do agree with that. I mean, everybody wants to be in Gryffindor because that was Harry's house.
Mhm.
But I think Ravenclaw fits me to a T. So,
Yeah. When I definitely think you're Ravenclaw.
thank you.
I would yeah. You're just smart and I don't know. That's all I know about the Ravenclaw, that they're smart.
They're
They're
smart,
the
they're very
smart ones.
logical. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah,
But
that
poor
was fun
Hufflepuff.
though.
Hufflepuff gets I mean, that's part of the fun of the show is Hufflepuff kind of always got the
They're the
short end of the
leftovers.
stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
wants Hufflepuff.
Nobody wanted them, so she took them. So yeah. It's kind of a cop out on J.K. Rowling's part, right? She could think of what all the other three were, but she couldn't think of the fourth, so she said, "Oh, we'll just take the rest." So.
Right, right. The Hufflepuffs, I mean, my favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff. So I always thought it was funny about the Hufflepuff.
So you said you have your own wand.
I do. I It was gifted to me because my boyfriend at the time went to Harry Potter World when they opened the second expansion of the park,
Right.
and can't remember why I couldn't go, but as kind of a gift for, or sorry you couldn't go gift, he got me a wand.
Is it a particular person's wand, or is it a?
I think it's based off of something to do with me. I don't remember if it if there is like I don't know, do they have, I know they have like you can get Harry Potter's wand or
Right. That's what I bought. I bought Dumbledore's wand.
oh,
So
the
I have. So
Dumbledore.
yeah. So I have the Dumbledore wand, and I got that on my first trip to Harry Potter World. But when I went, they had. It's funny they changed it because when I went, they had you could buy like character wands, or you could buy wands based on your personality or whatever. They just had like some basic ones. But it seems they changed that because the last time I went to Harry Potter Land, and like it was like 2 years ago, all they had was character wands. So maybe those other generic ones people weren't buying. Maybe people were
Hmm.
only buying the character wands, so they switched to that. So
I don't have a character one, so maybe I have like a limited edition now that they're not selling them
you
anymore.
might, you might, yeah, yeah.
But I still haven't gone. I know you can like wave them and make things
Yeah,
happen.
you can wave them and make things happen. That's if you buy the really expensive ones. They have two different ones: the ones that are just basic, and then the ones that when you wave them, things happen. Um,
Yeah, I know mine can make things happen.
Okay, okay, gotcha. So yeah, it's but you have to stand in line to make things happen. So it kind of
Oh,
takes the fun out of it, right?
right.
Because if you're just walking by a storefront and things start happening because you wave the wand, that's fun. But when you have 25 5-year-olds lining up to wave their wand at a window to make things happen, it's kind of like that. It kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit.
Yeah,
So
especially when there's like 25 5-year-olds and then 30-year-old Zach
right.
pushing them out of the way.
That's right. Don't push the 5-year-olds out of the way. I mean, seriously. Poor little
That actually
thing.
reminds me, so I'm a big X-Men fan, and ever since I was a kid, I was obsessed with Storm, Aurora Monroe.
Mhm.
Do you know any of this?
Yeah.
Like, she controls the weather
Yes, I
and
know this. I've watched
okay, yeah,
X-Men.
okay, I'm just making sure. So,
I mean, but
at
my
un
Storm is Halle Berry, so, you know.
oh, see,
Yeah.
I loved it from the animated series because Storm was always extra AF. Like she was the only one who would like announce her powers. Like she'd be like, "I summon the full power of the storm." Which is like, Cyclops isn't like, "I'm gonna blast you with my eyes." Like he just
He
does
just
it.
does it.
But
Yeah.
she announces, she is like a drama queen and I loved it. And or she'll be like, "I summon an Arctic blast." Like just a diva. And so even like young little Zach just was eating it all up. So there's a picture of me at Universal, like when I was a little itty bitty, and my parents, took a picture of me with Storm. And so it was like my 25th birthday or whatever. And I went to Universal and I was like, oh my God, I want to recreate this photo. And so we go to Universal, we're looking for Storm. It's kind of raining on and off. And so my friends, they like talk to this worker who's really trying to make the magic happen. And is like, it's his birthday. He wants to recreate this picture with Storm. And so he's like, okay, we're going to make this, like, come find me in this like stage area in 10 minutes. So we go to the stage area. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get to meet Storm. And he really went above and beyond. And so I'm in the audience of this empty stage area. Every single superhero comes out on stage. And it was exciting, but it also was a little embarrassing because I knew that like what all these characters were walking on, they were probably expecting to see like a 10-year-old, like, oh, we're really making this 10-year-old's dreams come
Right,
true.
right.
Instead, it's like 25-year-old.
You're a
And
10-year-old at heart. That's what it is.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
really could care less about all the others. I just wanted to see Storm. So I was like, I appreciate all that you've done here, but
Right.
I
Right.
just want my picture with Storm.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, it was very fun and embarrassing all together.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a really good time. So I can't wait until all of these things open back up again so that we can go and experience these things again. When I went to Harry Potter Land the first time, I was of course floored because it was amazing. But when I went I've only been twice. When I went the second time, I wanted to see the expansion. And so we walk in and we had gotten there late. We had left later than I wanted to. We hadn't eaten. We got there around lunchtime. By the time we got to Harry Potter Land, it was around lunchtime, which was not ideal. We were starving, and we walk into Diagon Alley, and I was so overwhelmed with how realistic it was compared to the movie. I was just like, I can't handle this right now. And we turned around and walked back out. And we walked down the street and got lunch and then came back because I was like, I can't do this on an empty stomach. So yeah. So then we went back and we were able to go through everything, and it was really amazing. They did a really good job with that. So
Well, when we're back to normal, we're gonna have to go and you'll have to explain everything to me. I
okay,
feel
that'll
I feel
work.
like I need to experience Harry Potter World through the eyes of LeeAnn.
Okay,
And
sounds
I'm gonna
good.
take that. I have to figure out what house. I don't know what house I'd be a part of. I feel like I could see myself in like all different houses. I think there's a little bit of Gryffindor, a little bit of Slytherin, a little bit of Hufflepuff. I don't think I'm any Ravenclaw. I think you have Ravenclaw covered.
We're gonna have to get you on Pottermore and get you sorted.
All right. Well, tune in next week to
That's
find out
right.
what house I am.
That's right. That's right. So, so you want to rate Puffs?
Oh yeah, I give 50 points to Hufflepuff.
50 points. That's
Is that a
great.
lot? Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
liked it. I thought it was
Yeah.
really fun.
I really, really liked it too. It was
It was
really,
just a
really good.
good light thing to lift your spirits during all of this. Sometimes you just need some candy to.
Yeah, I needed to laugh, so it was good. And if any of you out there have Broadway HD subscriptions, I definitely recommend you pull up Puffs, especially if you're Harry Potter fans. It's a good one.
Yeah, because I don't think I would have watched it if you didn't
Yeah, I mean,
suggested
I
it.
was sorting through it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this. It's all just too depressing. And then I was like, oh, Harry Potter. Yes, we have to watch that. So
Have you seen any of the? Because there are a lot of like there's a lot of like kind of parody shows that come through the Straz Center. I don't think I've ever seen any of them. Like they had like a Star Wars one, a Sex and the City
I
one,
didn't see any of them either. No.
but now I kind of feel like okay, I probably will check one out.
Now I'm gonna have to. Yeah, yeah. It was really cool.
I mean, now I'm just gonna go see everything just because
Right.
I'm tired of being in my home.
Yep,
I don't care
yep.
what it is. It could be someone reading the phone book on our Jabe stage. I'm like, yes.
Yes, I'll take it. So so next time, do you have any
Next
ideas?
time. Yeah, I actually was thinking it would be really fun to maybe watch She Loves Me.
Okay, is that on Broadway HD or is it
Yeah.
on Netflix? It's on Broadway HD. Okay. You got it.
All right, all right. Well, tune in next week when we watch She Loves Me, which you can stream on Broadway HD. Till next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll talk soon.